It's been 1 month since my hair surgery and these are my results. Let's get started. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. It's been now exactly 1 month since I went to Istanbul for a hair transplant, and so far, as you can see, it's growing. But before I discuss my results, a quick recap. As I'm approaching the big 5-0, I noticed my hair was losing volume and density. Especially in the past couple of years, this became quite noticeable. So I felt that something needed to be done, and after trying with some serums and lotions, none of which did any noticeable improvement, I felt that it's time to think about a hair transplant. I did a ton of research into clinics all over Europe. I researched London and Cyprus, where I'm based right now, and Turkey, of course, for obvious reasons. And I picked Cosmedica, a renowned clinic in the heart of Istanbul, the mecca of hair transplants. This was back in October, and here I am, 1 month later, hair fully grown. Okay, let me not get carried away. It's not quite fully grown yet, but it's getting there. The whole experience was really top-notch. I was booked into a 5-star hotel and I had private transport. The clinic was not too far from the hotel and was very modern, spacious, sterile, very chic, with lots of treatment rooms and surgical suites. Also, lots of staff. If I remember correctly, we're talking about 70 people staff or something of the sort. Since I didn't have any bald patches, we agreed on having 4,000 grafts implanted mainly on the crown and top middle part area, but also with a lower hairline at the front. The usual, I guess. The operation took about 7 hours. I had the FUE procedure, whereby single hair follicles are transplanted from one area to another. The first half of the day was spent on extraction of the healthy follicles from my donor area, which was the back of my head. And then we had a lunch break. They served food in there as well, so everything was taken care of. And the second half of the day, these follicles were implanted onto the crown, top and front of my head. Now, this is the local anesthesia, and it's the only painful part of the whole surgery. Once it kicks in, you don't feel anything, so it wasn't too hard. I'm happy that it was not a full anesthesia though. Then I stayed 1 more day after the surgery, and then I was taken to the airport by the private car organized by the clinic for me. Top tier service through and through. Now here's my progress from that moment on. The first week was the most challenging, mainly because I had to get used to sleeping with this neck pillow to avoid the hair being pressed too tight on my regular pillow. I wasn't allowed to sleep on the side either, and that was the hardest part for me. But now I'm so used to it that I keep using it, and I might make it a habit. We'll see. This was given to me by the clinic along with a ton of other goodies. I got this soft hat too. This was for the first 2 weeks to protect from the sun, wind, and most of all, dust. In the first days, the hairs are so tiny and fragile that you have to be extra diligent and careful. I also got this hairband and a whole load of supplements and shampoos. For the first week, I was using this foam along with a moisturizing shampoo, and after that, only the shampoo. I also had a few other sprays and supplements given to me for that first week. Then there are all of these. It's a 6-month supply of multivitamins, amino acids, minerals, and herbal extracts that make a powerful cocktail. I mean, only the ingredients of this multivitamin complex package are enough to make me live forever. It's got 12 vitamins, all the B's and D, E, C, P1, zinc, copper, iron, magnesium, amino acids, keratin, and many more. Horsetail extract. Then the second week is when I had some noticeable growth and my hair started being a little itchy as the scabs were falling off, sort of like tiny specks of dry skin. This is day 10, and as you see, the hairline at the front is still darker and longer than the rest, or at least it seems so. This is day 12. You can see some dry skin on my scalp here. It looks like dandruff, but it's not. These are still some scabs that are shedding. This is day 13. The front is less and less dark now. It starts blending with the rest of the hair, which is nice. I'm most excited that it's all black hairs that were transplanted and not gray ones. I didn't think to ask for this because I thought with 4,000 grafts there's no way to be that picky, but I guess they knew, and this is yet another great thing about choosing Cosmedica, because they serve hundreds of customers every week, so the level of expertise and experience is unparalleled. One of the consultations before that I had was with a surgeon here in Cyprus, and he didn't even want to implant anything on the top middle part of the crown up here, that area, which is apparently quite difficult because it goes kind of in a spiral. And he was trying to convince me that this is not a problem and that once the hair is thick here, this is not going to be an issue. As if. So the research is really important, and the fact that I did 3 or 4 consultations before I picked 4 consultations actually. I also had another consultation with another clinic in Turkey, and they just didn't give me that kind of a sense of professionalism that I saw with Cosmedica. Therefore, I didn't go with them, even though their offer was probably half the price. Here are my shots from week 1 and then my shots from week 2 for comparison. It's a small difference, but here's week 3. And it becomes way more noticeable. It's day 19 now, and I start noticing that the newly grown hair is more like baby hair. It is softer, it's more fluffy, and it grows upwards, not as I would expect, forward. But this is most likely because it's not yet been shaped to stay forward, and this should happen with time as it gets longer and I start combing it. Up until this point, I didn't have any pain, but in the 3rd week, the back area, my donor area, starts feeling a little more sore and tender. It's more sensitive, while the top part, not so much. It's not exactly painful, just sore. By the 4th week, I have a full head of hair. It looks like a duckling fur, but this is temporary, so I don't mind. It does get very itchy sometimes though, and I get more flaky scalp, but this lasted for about 5 or 6 days and then it subsided. This is day 24 here, it's quite visible. By day 26, it's almost gone. If I zoom in a lot, you can see slight redness around the hairline, so clearly it's still healing, it's not quite there yet. And here are my week 4 pics for comparison. And so today is day 30, it's exactly 1 month after the surgery. So far, things are going great. I'm excited to see how it will look in another month from now. Are you? Make sure to catch my next update. Until then, thanks for tuning in and keep safe. Ciao!